Hey, what's up YouTube? We're back here on the 2011 Nissan Altima, the 2.5 SL. Wasn't going to make this video today, but I decided since I was doing this maintenance item, why not throw it up on YouTube and see if it helps someone else out. Haven't found too many videos on this, and I was looking for ideas on how to flush the power steering fluid on this vehicle, and there wasn't a whole lot out there, so I figured, you know what, I'll make this video on how I would do it. So I'm going to be getting a fluid extractor. I found that I could really benefit from one of those. And if you don't know what a fluid extractor is, I will try to remember to throw a picture of one up at the end of this video, just like a screenshot of what one looks like. They're great for siphoning out oil and changing fluids and things like that. And what I'm going to do here is I have this Harbor Freight multi-use fluid transfer pump here, and I got the exiting side just zip tied to this bottle to keep it from turning over or falling out when I'm pumping. And then on the low pressure side of the power steering line, it normally goes in to here. So this line here usually just connects on there, and then there's the hose clamp there that holds it down. And that's the return line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the return line in the fluid transfer pump to basically siphon the fluid through the system. But you have to be careful because you don't want to get any air pockets in the system. So what I did first was I siphoned out all the stuff that was in here, and now I'm going to fill it up with fresh fluid. And the theory is I should be able to pump this and watch the fluid go into there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But before I do that, I'm going to show you real quick. This vehicle, you either use the Nissan preferred power steering fluid, but you can also use the full synthetic Dexron 6, which is actually compatible for this vehicle to be used as transmission fluid. Or I'm sorry, transmission fluid can be used as power steering fluid. So without further ado, I'm going to get you set up, and hopefully you get an idea what this looks like. Okay, hopefully you guys are in sight of what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and first fill up this reservoir. Now I took this, not how well you can see, but I took this extra rubber hose I had and I stuck it on there to keep this from leaking out the inlet for the return line, and I'm just keeping it pointed up so that way the fluid doesn't run out the return line. I'm going to go ahead and fill this guy up and try not to spill it everywhere in the process. I might have to grab a funnel, might be easier. And the idea is the reason why I'm using a clear container. The reason why I'm using a clear container in the disposal side down here, so I can look to see whenever the fluid becomes clean. So what will happen is, in theory, as I'm pumping this, it should pump out of here, and it's working. So you can't really see on camera, but I'm pulling the fluid through the system, and it's dropping down in the reservoir. The reservoir is almost empty. I'm just waiting until it gets down to below the screen. Okay, now I can go ahead and top this back off again. So the reservoir is now empty. I'm going to go ahead and top it back up before it completely, I don't want to get any air pockets in this system. Alright, stop there. A little overfill, but that's okay because I'm going to be siphoning it right back out. Put this cap back on. Set that aside, and I'm going so it's pulling the fluid through. Seems like it's getting a little. All right, take a look here. I'm going to do it one more time, and in a perfect world, that should get most of all the old fluid out of the system. Now, probably turning the wheel back and forth, you know, turning it completely one way, doing this, and then turn it the other way and do this would probably get everything, because there's obviously going to be some fluid inside the rack. so based on the color of the fluid, it looks like we've got all clear fluid coming out now. So that's awesome. So, or clean fluid, I should say. It's pink instead of being that ugly, nasty color. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit this aside. Let me put the cap back on so I don't spill it everywhere. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull out carefully. All I'm doing now is just emptying my pump down here. All right. I don't know if on camera that's going to show up or not. Now I already changed this a while ago, but you see how dark that is? So that's all the fluid that was in the system. Now, before I fill it back up, I'm going to reconnect this line down here. So I'll show you what that kind of looks like here. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this little hose that I put on here just to keep it from running everywhere, like so. I'm going to take this guy and run it back on there. Looks like it's going to have to be more of a two-handed deal. Now I'll take this and rinse all this spill off with a hose here in a little while. Alright. Okay, so rinse that off. Throw those to the side, and then off camera, well, I'll try to do it on camera. It's a little hard to do on camera with only one hand, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that put back here and then get this clamp put on with some pliers. So hold tight and watch that procedure. I'm going to stop you. All right, we're back. I just wanted to stop you for a minute so I didn't make a royal mess there. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off. Like I said, I'll hit it with a pressure washer here later. Pull this up, push this hose back on here. There we go. Grab my pliers, and then the little hose clamp here, you just kind of pull them together. Move it. You want to try to get hose clamps back in their original resting position and their witness marks on the hose. That way they don't leak. Sometimes you can get leaks. Make sure this is clipped in. Now, go ahead and fill this guy back up. Put some fresh fluid here. Okay, you don't want to overfill it. I have it a little bit fuller than it should be. That's just because I need to start it and turn the wheel back and forth. Make sure I don't have any air in the system. So I'm going to do that. Make sure your cap is clean. All right, and then I'll go ahead and start it up and be right back, guys. All right, normally like I like to do here is go ahead and start it up. I got everything reattached. And I'm going to just turn the radio off. I'm going to just cock side to side here. Do this a few times. Kind of processes that new fluid through it, and it also helps work out any air. Feels nice and loose now, so we'll go up and check the level now. Hurrah! And it's down on right on the max cold. I'm actually going to add a little more because the engine is warm. So I'm going to go ahead and take this cap off and then add a little bit more to it. Make sure we got you in the view here. All right. And there's lines right on the side there. The engine is hot, so I'm going to put it on the hot level. And it's just about there. I'm just going to give it a little bit more. There we go. Put the cap back on so you don't spill any here. And this fluid here, I mean, I was going to use the Valvoline just because, well, I mean, it's Valvoline, but I got this on sale, so, and I had it in the garage still, so why not? So, put that cap back on. I'm going to do that same procedure one more time. Just going to turn this wheel side to side a couple times just to make sure. Sorry. All right. And then also, probably not necessary, but I'm just going to give it a little bit of a rev up. All right, and then we'll check it one more time. All right. Obviously, you'll be on level, but I don't know how well you can see that. But there's the fluid right there on the hot max, and then there's max when it's cold, and then the minimal when it's cold. So it's on the hot max. Just clean up your mess. So I got a little bit of leakage. I managed to get most of it in a paper towel, but I'm going to go to the car wash and give it a little rinse off and make sure everything looks good. But yeah, I mean, that's just a quick, good way to get some more of the fluid in, out of the system. You know, I may not have gotten everything. There still could be some in the rack because I didn't, you know, turn the wheel side to side and pump, you know, with the wheel to the right and then pump some more out with the left. But I mean, that's going to get everything out of like the cooler line. That's going to get everything out of the pump and whatever neutral position you have the wheel set in on the rack. So it doesn't take very much, you know, fluid to get everything out. So as far as the amount that I got out, you know, this is probably, let me tap here. You can see how dirty that is. And like I said, I had used transmission fluid on here before because it says you can based on the book, you know, so but you can see how black that is. That's only a couple years I think that's been in there. So got fresh fluid in there. You can see it looks nice and clean now, nice and pink. So I'm happy. I'll shut it off, look at the level one more time, and then that should be it. You should be golden. It's a quick little procedure. You know, no fancy tools at all. I mean, like I said, I just use that transfer pump, shoved the end of that pump hose, and just squished it so it would slide into this return line, and made a nice tight fit, and then just plug this off by putting a hose and that came up to keep it from running out all over the place. Filled this up, siphoned it, filled it back up, siphoned it, just did that a couple times. I'm happy. You know, that definitely will, you know, preserve your seals, and you know, it's something that's often overlooked, unfortunately, on vehicle maintenance. So hope this video helps somebody, and you know, please give me some comments. You know, how do you guys do this type of stuff? Do you even bother changing your power steering fluid? Makes me feel better. We take this vehicle down to, we're in Pittsburgh, we take this vehicle down to South Carolina once a year for vacation, so I like to know that all the fluids are fresh before I get out there on that highway, you know. So once again, 2011 Nissan Altima 2.5 SL, probably applies to 2007 all the way up to when they started using the electric ones. Should be compatible with a lot of them. Check your owner's manual. Like I said, hopefully this helps somebody out there. Thanks for watching. Please remember to comment and subscribe.